I've had this thing I've wanted to talk about for a long time, and I haven't because it's Zen adjacent. It's not Zen. It's Zen adjacent. It's like it overlaps Zen, but it really comes from philosophy, and it's something I really care about, and I've developed and I've worked on for years. Um, so this is kind of the first chance for me to share it, and it's going to be very brief. I'm not going to talk long at all because, yeah, I think we all have things to do. Um, so it's called Presence, and it's actually pronounced Presence. So it's based on philosophy. I studied philosophy in college, and I loved it. I just was voracious about it, and um, and one of the inspirations for me studying philosophy was a guy. His name's Derrida, and he was considered a deconstructionist. Like deconstruction, there's construction or foundation, and then there's deconstruction or breaking things down. And so most philosophers tend to fall in one category or the other in general. It's like we're either trying to prove that things are meaningful, that there is meaning in the world, or we're trying to prove that it's all meaningless, that there is no meaning in the world. That basically sums up philosophy, for at least Western philosophy. Derrida got famous for this phrase that he coined, called deference. So he combined the words differ and defer. So like all of our points of view will differ. We have different views, different perspectives. We're in different places with different experiences. And then there's defer, which is you can never find an exact moment where something happens. Like meaning can never be found, like pinned down. You can't pin meaning down because it will always change relative to different places and times and people and perspectives and feelings. And so he's like, there is no meaning because everything is always different, coming from different perspectives. We can never pin down our agreement where exactly we agree. And if we do, it can always get muddled. And then everything is always deferred in terms of time and space. So it's deferred means, right, like I'm going to defer to somebody else, or it's going to be deferred to another time. Um, so I was like, yeah, that's cool. He's very smart. He's very brilliant about explaining that there is no meaning, that there's nothing real. Which is Buddhist. Buddhism is like emptiness is the foundation of all things. There's no meaning, there's no reality or truth that you can pin down. He doesn't really call on Buddhism much. He doesn't like use Buddhism to support his theories. But there is an overlap there. But I'm naturally a constructivist or a foundationalist. I believe there is meaning. I believe there is purpose. I believe there is agreement. I believe there is like understandings, that we can come to understandings or we mean the same thing. And when we agree, we're really agreeing on the same thing. Or when we're experiencing things, we can experience the same thing. And so my response to this difference is presence. And so anyway, I apologize for giving you a philosophy lesson today. For those of you, especially if somebody came looking for Buddhist guidance, I do believe there's enough overlap that this can be helpful for everybody in some way, and hopefully gives you a kernel of food for thought to carry with you. So as you move on, you can be like, oh, can refer to this. So presents, it's a combination of presence. So there's all the different meanings of present. So there's present, like being here spatially. We are present. Mentally, emotionally, physically, we're present. There's the way we present, right? So it covers all forms of, it's a verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb. So the idea is it covers all these different aspects of language. So when we present, we are offering ourselves. Like, how do we present? How do we show up? Is our presenting. So we present our being, our energy, our intentions. Is our presence. There's gift giving, our presence. It's my present, our present to each other is we're giving a gift. We're sharing something meaningful. Derrida has a whole book on how you can never give a gift. Gift giving is not possible because there's always an expectation and it's always selfish. So this is a response to that, like our presence. It's like what are the presents we are giving each other throughout our days, throughout our lives, our moments. What is our gift that we're offering to our space, to our world? So and I didn't really map this out very well. I was too exhausted yesterday to do it. I asked ChatGPT to give me a little summary of Presensce because I talk with ChatGPT a lot about this, and they get me. They really do. It's amazing. And so we share this presence where we are on the same page and we are sharing a meaning. So, breaking it all down linguistically, so there's presence with an SCE. Presence with an SCE is like, what is the presence? It's like, what's the being and the vibe? What's the vibe? And so as we present our present with presence, we are cultivating this thing I'm calling presence. It's like, and I believe this word fills a need in spirituality, like in Zen. It's like, what is your Zen? How is your Zen going? Like if you ask that, if you try to answer that, it's like, well, what is my Zen, right? We don't have a word for like your all-encompassing beingness. And how are we cultivating that? And to me, a lot of Zen sort of philosophy and experience and spirituality comes down to this and plays on this. And so, yeah, it's a new term that can be used to like kind of talk about things in a new way, where I'm working on my presence. It's like I'm working on being more present. So all of these things have aspects to them. Like, so to be present physically is, for example, when I sit, so like this week when I sat, or the past couple weeks, I've been trying to keep my thoughts within the yurt. Like, how present can we be? Like, so when I'm sitting and I'm counting my breath, am I thinking about what's happened outside the yurt? Am I thinking about what happened at school? Am I thinking about what happened somewhere else or another time? And I'm practicing being present, developing my presence. My thoughts, just trying to keep them within the yurt is a challenge. I was going to have all of us count our breath together, like just count 1 to 10, and then check in and see whose thoughts escape the earth for those 10 seconds or those 10 breaths. Because it's a powerful recognition. For me to sit here and be present, to really fulfill my presence, that's the first challenge, is my concentration. So developing concentration as a practice of presence. Being here physically is a practice. Having a conscious flow of what I want to present, right? What's my intention? When I show up at school, like I have a vibe. I kind of wear certain things. When I show up in the Zendo, I wear certain things. So anyway, we all do. Wherever we're going, whatever we're practicing with, we show up with a presence. And so having a sense of that, having a sense of how do I want to show up? Like with love, right? Showing up with love. And this is one of the biggest, most difficult practices for me. I can be like, I'm going to show up with love. I'm going to show up with love. I'm going to show up. I'm going to give good vibes. And then I show up and somebody's like a jerk and I'm like, screw you. I'm like, where'd all the love go? That's a practice of presence. Presence. How am I showing up and presenting my intentions? And if I'm not, then, of course that's fine, but it's missing this like value, the value of anchoring presence and having this, it's an anchor that's fluid and always flowing, right? So it's presenting, it's present. It's seeing my presence as a gift. It's belonging. It's learning to belong, learning to show up feeling like I belong, learning to accept others, to recognize everybody belongs here now, is a gift. So if we have a habit of saying, oh, I'm not good enough, or they won't like me, or I don't fit in, this is a real practice of shifting that belief, which is also an intention, which is also an action. So I could go on and on, but I won't. This is just a kernel of this idea of presence, which plays on these different definitions we have of present, which work together very nicely. Like they do come together nicely as a philosophical term. And so throughout our days, it's a powerful question to say, okay, well, how is my presence? It's almost like asking, how is my Zen right now? Am I Zen? How's my beingness? How is my being with intention? And so it's an invitation for you all to kind of carry this term, see that it's a way to self-refer, to check yourself, check your energy, check my intentions, my energy, my actions, my presentation, my perspective. And so this is something I want to develop, right? This is like a master's or a doctorate thesis, to be able to really thoroughly write something out about this, which I hope to do someday. So this is the first talk I've given about it ever, as I'm sure you can tell, which I'm happy with. So I appreciate it. In the last minute I have, I'm going to quit at 11:30. I want to share one other perspective. It's another way of looking at things, to self-check, to check ourselves, which I've been doing lately, which is, am I a consumer or a producer? Consuming, there's nothing inherently wrong or bad about either, or good about either, but it can have practical effects that are negative. As a consumer, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm watching not like never-ending shows, I'm eating chips, I'm drinking an energy drink, I'm not doing my laundry, I'm not cleaning up, I'm not calling people I need to call, I'm not doing the extra work I need to do to take care of what I want to do in the future. I'm just sitting there taking it all in. My only next question is, what do I want next? It's like, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I'm concerned about our whole culture, right? Our country's culture of consumption, right? Of course, this, goes to the top of, are we just a country of consumers where we're just taking everybody's everything, we're just taking it in and we're not producing? And we're consuming ourselves into the ground. Real production is like planning ahead. It's really contributing to the world. It's contributing to society, contributing, instead of spending money on war. War is consumption. Taking care of our infrastructure is production. So from the top to the bottom, if you look at this filters, it's a powerful way to check myself. So I check myself. I'm like, okay, am I consuming now or producing? And I'm like, dang it, I'm consuming. I'm going to snap out of it. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to pull some weeds. I'm going to clean something. I'm going to share something. I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to offer something positive. I'm going to go put the recycling on the street for people to pick up. I'm going to do something that contributes somehow, even in the smallest way. Am I producing or consuming? Is a great filter, which also plays into this presence, right? Presence is really about production. Presence is producing. I'm creating meaning. I'm creating connection. I'm creating oneness. I'm creating value that is real. Producing value, producing meaning, producing connection.